Dire team man.
Sachiko's doing a farming Tidehunter, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a safe lane farming Tidehunter, but it might also be just the support.
Yes, it could be like a position 4 Tide who's just going to move around. And the problem with Tidehunter in that role is he has so much that he can bring to the table if he's able, sort of like Sand King, if he's able to get a reasonably timed blink, maybe get some arcane boots, he can be a big playmaker. And it's always a little bit sad when you see Tide just walking around with nothing but a fish and trying to slap somebody with
getting a blink before the other team can get BKBs is important. And I like the Lifestealer pick here a lot. Rage just does like doesn't do anything with Ravage. You can get rid of it, and with Impede, Lifestealer gets all the. But we get the Yamaha Medusa again.
Jesus.
Are we gonna see another triple rapier game?
You know,
this is the guy.
There's a chance. I know. There's a chance. Is this the same guy?
The same dude that went triple rapier.
What about the game that Ben and I casted? I was Aware, and I think it was Yamaha that played Medusa. Is this his 3rd Medusa game?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Could we look that up?
I can look it up really fast.
Wow, more Medusa.
She's a hero.
She's the hero. I should really like this hero. She should be my signature hero because we have a similar hairstyle, and everyone says I look like Medusa, but I can't get behind it, man. I'm a Medusa hater, not a sympathizer.
There have been 5 Medusa matches this patch, and 3 of them have been Yamaha, counting this game.
This is his 3rd game, so that one I casted with Ben was Yamaha.
That was Yamaha, yeah.
Okay, so he has been the one consistently running Medusa. I don't know. I mean, they have some physical damage, but
I don't know how I feel about this tri-lane.
But not really. Yeah, a Tidehunter, Ancient Apparition, Medusa tri-lane.
Okay, so you don't have a whole lot of CC besides Gush. And Gush is not enough.
But that's barely even a CC.
It's not, yeah, exactly. It's not enough to get, like, Cold Feet to proc. So you're just going to have to max Chilling Touch, but Tidehunter's maybe going to get 1 right-click off in an engagement in this tri-lane, and they're going up against a Centaur who's just going to be fine this whole game.
Yeah.
There's like no kill potential in this safe lane, which is fine because it's a Medusa. You just want to keep her safe. But Centaur's not going to kill the Medusa anyway, most likely.
Yeah, that value point return is going to make their lives a bit more difficult.
Yeah, they won't even be able to harass him.
I mean, Chilling Touch will allow them to, like, kill him through the return, but just, like, that kind of little, like, oh, Centaur, get out of here, you crazy. It's 1v3. He's going to be returning damage that AA like it ain't no thing.
All right.
So, all right, we'll have plenty of time to talk about Medusa this game, I'm sure, because generally she's a hero that likes to farm a lot. We'll have Sigma on our Radiant side, fucking mad. We'll be on the Bane Elemental, no big surprise there. We'll be Paris, a.k.a. Sachka, on the Lifestealer in the position 1. Paz playing on the Shadow Priest Dazzle, headed for that bottom lane. Fada, solo mid, on the Viper, and it will be off lane Miggle, playing on the Centaur War Runner.
For our Dire side, we have Tidehunter being played by Stress. Alongside him in this safe lane tri-lane, supporting this Medusa, is going to be Roger on the Ancient Apparition. In that tri-lane, rounding it off, we'll have Medusa being played by Yamaha. Playing Clockwork in the off lane will be Yako, is that how you pronounce it? Zako?
We've been saying kind of Zako, but I don't know of the actual pronunciation.
Regardless, Lolik is going to be playing the Invoker mid.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've gone back to a lot with Aware, or Team Stress as they were before they picked up this new name halfway through the group stage of this StarLadder, Lolik is kind of their star player. He is a big playmaker, and he is one the strategy of shut down Lolik, win game is actually semi-viable. He is their big playmaker, their space creator, and it seems to me that games where Lolik gets ganked, gets shut down, or doesn't get a lot of momentum, those seem to be games where Aware struggle kind of as a whole.
Right. So, Aware almost took a game off of Alliance on the back of a very good Tinker from Lolik. So
yeah,
they have the ability to
watch out,
compete.
Yes, absolutely. So things looking pretty standard so far. It's the classic case of a solo off-laner with a safe lane tri-lane on both sides of the coin. And of course this mid matchup, and this will probably be the big disparity. Viper already off to the races. Fada is 7-4 against the 2-3
this is a pretty
Exort Invoker. So yeah, Lolik not even going Claws Wax. He's going Exort, has the damage. And
well, I don't know. It might not be for sure.
It's true. We have seen this value point Exort
versus a Viper. You might want that value point just because it's so hard to last hit against a Viper.
Yeah, that's a good point. It could be.
I don't think he's shoehorned into a build yet. It still might be it still might be Exhort, but
we'll see in a couple of levels. Yeah, it's actually really hard to read. I don't think this is the most common way to do Quas-Wex, but
it's not.
I've seen it at least 2 or 3 times in this StarLadder.
He's already like invoking Forge Spirit, so it makes me think he's gonna stay Exhort, but we'll see. Maybe he was just using it since he didn't have any points in Wex yet.
Yeah. So 2-minute rune will be the top position. Illusion picked up by the Centaur. Miggle will just head back up top. I have a feeling we're gonna have to buckle our seatbelts and prepare ourselves for a very quiet early game.
I hope not.
Because
Sigma's got a team that can fight early, and so they shouldn't try to.
They can fight early, but they also have a life stealer, so they'll be happy to sit back and farm, and probably not as much as Aware. Like, there's that kind of graph of when these heroes will hit their peaks, and life stealer will come online a bit earlier than the Medusa.
And it's definitely Exhort Invoker. You put another point into Exhort.
Yep, there you go. That would be a telltale sign. So it has the Cold Snap online, but Lolik will be committing to some Forged Spirits. Now, let's talk Medusa. And
this build is very interesting as well. 2 points mana shield.
On Medusa, this is a...
I think he's expecting to get a lot of early rotation.
Speaking of rotation, Lolik, he's in a little bit of trouble. Cold Snap comes out on Bane. Can he turn this around? No, Dazzle's there with the heal, and Mad survives. Invoker falls. Bane the one to grab the bonus gold for the first blood, but actually a close call. Well played by Lolik. He almost finished off Bane, but yeah, that 1v3 always a little difficult.
Exactly. I'll check something really fast here in the log.
So yeah, this is really a different Medusa build.
Okay, that was great play. If you check the combat log when that Sunstrike was coming down, you notice how all the heroes grouped in together?
Yep.
They split the Sunstrike between 3 people. If the Viper isn't there or the Dazzle isn't there, standing right beside fucking Mad as he goes in to make that play, fucking Mad dies from that Sunstrike.
Yeah.
So that was good positioning by Sigma, knowing that the Sunstrike was going to be coming down, most likely, and to share it amongst their heroes to not die.
Yeah, and if that was any other hero aside from Dazzle right there,
They might have died anyway.
Yeah, there was that heal from Dazzle that helped turn the tides.
Exactly. But the Sunstrike only hit for 54 damage, so didn't do a whole lot of damage. They were able to split it, which is good.
Looks like
Well, Bane's picked himself up a haste rune, and he's now rotated in towards the mid. Looking for a kill, won't find it. Pretty straightforward. Pardon me, mad skill build here. Level 3, 2 points in Brain Sap, 1 point Nightmare. His name, he's tagged up his 10. It always throws me off.
He loves getting a lot of points in Brain Sap because he loves playing games with other heroes. He likes trading hits with them until the last moment and then Brain Sapping.
Yes.
Because he had Brain Sap until after the Sunstrike hit that last engagement, just because he always likes to save it for as long as possible. It's kind of like saving your wand charges.
Yes.
You want to try to play games and make the other team overcommit. Is this going to be a 5-minute minus for the life stealer? Does he already have
he doesn't have the
pace?
gloves yet. So.
But he's 80 gold away from it.
Yeah, this is going to be like a 5:30 Midas here. Actually, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, but a 5:15 Midas. This is just about as fast as you can get it without having a first blood or an early tower kill. Just sitting in lane farming. Very solid CS from the life stealer. Miggle actually be a little cheeky there. But couldn't cost him. Nope, knows his limits. He's tanky, and he'll just walk away.
That's a really low health double edge. But you see there, like, Tide is not a very good support duo with Ancient Apparition, in my opinion, because almost all of Ancient Apparition's lane presence is the chilling touch ability, right? And so you need as many ranged heroes as possible so you can get the most right clicks off as possible. And Tide's just not really able to do it.
Yep, they'll finish off Clockwork down bottom. And yeah, sorry, I
was talking about skill build.
Yeah, I was. That was one of those I had to glance at something. I was checking my Skype real fast.
Cool.
Lining up co-casters. I will be excited to announce that Fear is going to be joining me for the remainder of the games today. So that's.
He's going to be casting EG.
Yeah, we're going to have Fear casting EG games, so that'll be
good.
very exciting. So my bad for missing that kill, but it was for a good cause. I got Fear lined up, guys. Don't worry. So I'll try and keep better tabs here on this poor Clockwork down bottom. But now Paris is really in great shape. He got that kill on the Clockwork.
He got a kill after rushing Midas.
After getting a 5-minute, 15-second Midas.
Yeah, he didn't have boots and he got the kill.
Yeah, so looking at net worth, now he is 1,000 ahead of the Medusa, and it's about a 50% margin already here, and I'm just scared for Aware. Medusa is a hero that just needs so much time to come online, and I'm just worried that she won't find it here. Like you mentioned, Sigma have a really good fighting team, and looks like they will do just that. We see a smoke between Pos and Mad as they rotate towards the top.
I love this movement from Sigma. They realize their advantage and they really want to harass it. Yeah, they're going to come back in this. They're going to keep rotating around, though.
All right.
They're trying to go for the tide. Yep.
Yeah, he'll
Nightmare
bump
will go.
right into him. Nightmare to set it up.
Not a whole lot of damage out of these two.
There's level 3 poison touch. I think they've got more
sap.
than enough. Yeah, this should be an easy kill. The poison will probably take him down. Yep, see you later.
You forget about how much damage poison touch does.
I don't, but most
Sunstrike.
people do. Yep, there we go. Mad, he's in trouble. Beautiful Sunstrike coming out from Lolik. They will make it a 1-for-1, tied for Bane. Pretty even exchange.
I'd say that even goes the way of Aware a bit, because they support for support, but Invoker was able to get that kill with the Sunstrike, or with the Forge Spirit. I think it would actually cleaned it up. So he was able to get the experience there.
He'll get Viper struck, and he'll just port out to safety. Nice heads-up play. Doesn't even delay, so it's right away. Okay, I'm porting out.
Viper does kind of suffer from Bloodseeker syndrome in that you can just TP away a lot of the time.
What is the counter to Viper? A simple TP scroll. An easy 135 gold investment.
I mean, it's still something to say to have to make the other team's mid go back to base for a solid, 30 seconds. But yeah.
You're right about Poison Touch, though. That's one of those abilities that a lot of people underestimate, and we saw, like, Sigma were so confident there. They just turned in about face. And speaking of Dazzle here, he'll go straight on to Stress. Will they have the damage? Oh, they'll have more than enough. Spotting goes forward, but Poss in some trouble. Does have a Grave available, won't be able to use it. Compliments of that Cold Snap. Now Fada, he'll just retreat, and he will survive. So, again, support for support, but Invoker gets the kill. I think that goes the way of Aware once again.
They're going on Lolik.
Yeah, there's the Stampede as well. Fada just won't have the damage, doesn't want to overcommit. Now the Tide's porting in. He's going to have to hightail it out of there.
Clockwork.
Rocket connects. What level's Clockwork? He's only 5, no hook shot, but the Sunstrike actually on the mark. They'll have the kill.
Him out with a gush.
Oh, beautiful. So that's a huge exchange for Aware, actually. That was a 2-for-1. Lolik getting some momentum going here.
Get you back up. Medusa got her Midas, so she's firmly behind the Lifestealer, but at least she's getting started in that direction. She has her ultimate now, 4 points in mana shield. Don't know if I agree with, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I keep wanting to talk about this Medusa, but every time I click on her, we see more kills breaking out, and Miggle actually looking like he could get engaged upon by Roger and Stress. He'll scat it out. He does have support nearby. It is the Bane, who's also level 5, and such an interesting Mad build. 3 points in Brain Sap, 1 point in stats, and then just a singleton in Nightmare.
Right. If he's talked about his Bane build before, and if he doesn't like Enfeeble, if he can't use it in lane, or if there's not a hero going for a straight damage build. As this is some damage here, going down on Stress, and he will fall.
More than enough damage to secure that kill. Now Yamaha could be in some trouble. Fada has used the Viper Strike, trying not to get turned to stone. Yep, and that'll buy Medusa some time, but now she's got no escape. Does use a healing salve. Support is coming in. And no, they actually canceled the port.
She's got so little mana, this mana shield is not really doing anything.
And Miggle, he stampedes through, and he will go in onto Roger, hoof stomp, and he's looking for a double edge here. He might have it, but he will fall in the end. Meanwhile,
Sashka cleaning up the Clockwork underneath the tower as well.
Yep.
Just a great fight considering.
Yeah, just that steamrolling. And that was one of those kind of sacrificial land Centaur. You could tell he was kind of crunching the numbers in his head. Do I really want to go for this? He's like, yes, I do actually want to go for this. So he secures that kill to double edge, and this will translate to a tower kill. And now, Stavka's just huge. He's 5,500 on net worth. We'll probably jump up closer to 5,700.
He's going to have his drum soon.
Yeah, and Medusa still at only about 32. So the disparity between their farms is steadily growing. And, oh, God, I don't know. I just don't know about this Medusa pick. I don't know why they keep trying to force Medusa into these games.
I mean, to be fair, they won one of those games. But I don't know if it was really because of the Medusa.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're right. I mean, she's not an instant lose kind of hero, but it's also one of those, like, if you're going to win with Medusa, it's going to be one of those long, like, Medusa farmed a couple of Rapier, like, 65-minute, super stressful games. Like, you really want to do that every game? Those are, like, really, it's a pretty stressful play style, you know? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this build either. Again, I've been wanting to talk about it for a little while, but we keep seeing kills break out. And, oh, speak of the devil in the mid. Looks like something could be brewing. Lolik's got some support coming in. Poss is going to hop forward, looking for an opening.
They're going on Medusa again. The Fiend's Grip up top.
Oh, good call. There you go. Easy peasy. Fiend's Grip, solo kill, or 2v1 on the Dusa.
It's just so easy to gank Medusa before she gets her Lincolns.
This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower.
And see, that's when Matt's talking about his ability. He won't get the point in Enfeeble if the other hero isn't going a raw damage build, like the team, if the other hero's going for a Lincoln's, he won't get a point in Enfeeble until the hero gets a Lincoln's, so he can pop the Lincoln's with an Enfeeble.
Here we see Stampede used to start off this fight. Lolic in trouble as the weave comes out. He'll be the first to fall. Stress stuck inside of a nightmare. There's the poison.
Oh, look at that cold
work.
feet proc.
Yeah,
goes so far away.
He'll have a hook shot on the Mad, but not even enough to bring him down. They will kill the Tide. It's a 2-0, and they're not done yet. Both Roger and Zico are in trouble. Centaur dives the tower. Hook stomp into the double edge. And that's a blink dagger now for the Centaur. Half man, half horse, 100% beast.
It looks like they're going after Dyer's
Is that what
middle
we're talking
tower.
about here?
Yeah, I guess.
That's a bushy tail he's got too.
It is a bushy tail.
Centaur, he's awesome. I really like the way Centaur looks. He's just,
Do you know Centaur's name? His
Dyer's
name?
middle tower
oh
is full.
god. I should.
It's a total bro name.
I really don't.
His name's
like.
Brad. Brad Warden.
Are you serious?
His name is Brad Warden.
Radiant's
One word.
Brad
Tower
Warden,
is
the
under
Centaur
attack.
War Runner?
Yeah. I just like to call him Brad, because he seems like a Brad. He seems like a guy that you'd like see tailgating, you know, the Chargers game on the weekends.
Oh my
knocking
God.
back a couple of...
Hey Brad. Yep, looking good. Nice hooves.
Alright, they're going to go on Paris, but he's just going to walk away.
Yep, they're thinking about it here. The weave comes out, so I don't know if they really want to commit to that. Yeah. At this point, Sigma just having their way with them. 12-4, 13 minutes in. About 10,000 gold, 7,500 experience. There is actually a mech up on the Viper. We mentioned
Good
the blink
decision.
up on Brad. And, well, Paris, he hasn't picked up too much after that Midas, but drums are complete, and he's got another 1,200. So, regardless, the Lifestealer is just in great shape. What's really scary is the experience graph, though. This is part of the problem with having Tide in that hard support role. He's
Yeah.
not even level 6.
He's
And
not. And
they
that-
need Ravage.
And I think that was the first Ice Blast that's even came out. Uh-oh, and Brad will pause.
Uh-oh. And Bane's actually in a bit of trouble here.
He was lucky enough to... He crashed, but he was lucky enough to go back and actually stutter step and miss the Sunstrike. So I think he will live here.
It's going to be close. I don't think the Shadow the Frostbitten is going to be enough. Yeah, he's going to Nightmare himself.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Now
yeah. The
back to
Frostbite
it.
will shadow him. Shadow him. He doesn't pick it off. Yeah.
No, never mind. Clockwork with the spinning bomb. And now Yamaha makes some trouble. Mega will go ahead and use the Stampede. See you later, Medusa. Lolic will get Viper struck, and he's going to try to port out, but there will be some heroes nearby. They've got the damage. Lightning pushes him off. Stress, he's in trouble as well. What a disaster. They do get a kill on the Centaur as well as the Bane, so it's actually a 2 for 3, but another very convincing fight.
Well, as long as this Lifestealer's getting kills, it's always going to be a good trade for them.
It looks like
Yeah.
they're
He's
going
5
after
and 0. He's got
Dyer's
88
middle tower.
CS. Phase Drum, Midas. Oh, he's going to get a kill. No. Yeah, he's just going to be able to look
Dyer's
around.
middle tower is
Yeah,
under
see you
attack.
later,
They can't be
Zico. Not
stopped.
much he can do here. Aware just in big trouble. Tide did get a lot of experience from that fight. He now has Ravage, but he just has no items. He's got nothing.
On the bright side, the
bright
Aware
side.
supports now finally have their ultimates.
This is just in. Tide has Ravage.
Let's see, Ice Blast probably enough to force him back.
Beyond
Yeah, they get the
comprehension.
tower, so they were
Dyer's
probably looking to
middle
back up.
tower is
Anyhow,
gone.
Sunstrike.
Just
Oh,
Nice footwork from Paris right there.
smart.
He jukes it. Yep, they're in big trouble. Sigma are just having a rampage. I mean,
Yeah.
even if this wasn't a Medusa, they're still just in big trouble.
Well, see,
I mean,
okay,
Sigma
and-
are just
Now they're at a point where Sigma's just going to be able to siege their jungle, right? Aware no longer has control over the map with this mid-tier 2 down. Like, it's not safe. So their jungle, like, this entire area here is just, like, completely, like, not safe. Sigma, they have wards there, but Sigma can invade basically anytime they want to deward if they decide they want to. So this Medusa just doesn't really, it's going to be very hard for her to catch up. She doesn't have anywhere to go. She can't
Yeah.
fight. She's got 700 HP. Sure, she has 4 points of mana shield, but she only has 400 mana.
Yep, and oh, that hook shot off the mark actually connects with the creeps as they try to engage. But yeah, you're exactly right about Medusa, and this is the reason that you don't really see points in Mana Shield until much later on. Like, maybe you see 1, sometimes 2 early on just as a little buffer, but like this, it just destroys her mana pool so fast. And yes, it absorbs some damage, but just to no avail.
Mystic Snake's a pretty bad ability in its own right, but I would rather see stats, like split shot stats, instead of Mana Shield.
Yeah, exactly. And even split shot is not that useful right now. You see a lot of Medusas saving those split shot points until later on. That's why you see a lot of Medusas just put so many points in stats early on. She's squishy. She needs help,
Dyer's
and
top
stats
tower is under
are
attack.
a good way to do that. And you're just not getting a value
Radiant's
from that
middle
split shot
tower is
right
under
now. Like,
attack.
yeah, it helps your damage output overall, but she doesn't do any damage right now. She hits like a wet noodle.
And Zampede's gonna come in.
And Big ol' blink forward. Stress. He will get the Ravage off, but follow-up won't be there. Sunstrike on target next with Miggle. And
One of the worst
actually,
here,
Ice
the
Blast
Sunstrike.
does connect, and Viper coming in. He'll do some damage to Lullik, who's stuck in the Fiend's grip, and he's just chasing down Zako. Yep, see you later, Invoker. And Zako might actually survive. He will use a salve if he gets through the tower.
Sigma's gonna be able to take this tower now pretty easily.
Another great exchange. A 1 for 2 plus a tower. They'll find it. But again, as you mentioned before, as long as Satya is picking up kills and not dying, even if it's a break-even.
Miggle's the one that's just soaking up all the damage. All the abilities are going on Miggle, and Satchka's not even taking any damage.
Yeah, you're right. He's the one that keeps dying in these fights, and if there's one target that's ideal to die, he's like, sure, hit me. Take that return damage. I like it. I live for it.
Yeah, and right now he's got no strength items in his entire inventory, and he's got 1200 HP. So
yeah, like that's one of the things about Centaur that makes him so good with the blink dagger. Is you can get the blink dagger and
this loop around.
Yeah,
Satchka's able to just like on his own go solo behind the other team.
Zako will survive, I think. A little pause here. Looks like we will resume.
Okay. That seemed to be a mistake.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Centaur, especially after the Blink Dagger changes, now that it's no mana. He did have some mana issues, and now that's gone because of the Blink. Well, he still has some mana issues, but not with the same way with the Blink Dagger.
And people feel kind of don't know how to feel about the Blink Dagger change because Blink Dagger is so good right now that it doesn't cost any mana. But I think the best thing that it's done is really allow some of these heroes, like your Centaurs, like your Earthshakers and Sand Kings, and your Slardars, come back into play, which is nice.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Centaur. He's a hero that's really been growing on me recently. It will be a tier 2 tower to fall after that initial engage as well, so... Do we dare look at the gold graph? Yeah, about 15,000. Something about 12,000 experience.
Man.
Pretty safe to say that Sigma are winning handily.
Does Medusa have a real item? She's still stuck on a Perseverance.
He'll get stuck inside of Cogs, and solo Sunstrike comes, but they'll be there with a Grave, and okay, Medusa with an ultimate might actually petrify a few heroes here. Bane is one of them, but will they have the damage? Nope, he just wakes up from his little stone nap, and he'll go right back at it. Fada trying to chase down Strix. One more auto attack. See you later, Tidehunter. Miggle blinks forward. Yamaha. See ya, Medusa. That mana shield ain't gonna save you. Lullik, he'll just try and pour it out, and he'll survive, but 2-0.
Now they can just go back and do rushing.
Yeah, that was Aware who initiated that as well. That was their, oh, we caught Miggle, let's kill him. And obviously a bit of a disaster there. Yeah.
They're just gonna push high ground.
I mean, why the hell not?
They look like they were gonna loop around and do rush, but there's no Medusa. Ice Blast is on cooldown.
Medusa Stone Gaze mixed with Ravage is like the only scary thing that Aware has. I mean, Ice Blast on top of that is a little bit scary as well. But
there's
with
no
Medusa
physical damage follow-up afterwards.
And Stone Gaze down.
A Stone Gaze with Invoker, like a Medusa Invoker is very strange to me because if you petrify some heroes and then Invoker gets some like damage going through, sure the pure damage is going to go through the stone, but like if he throws down like a meatball or any other type of thing, like it's just not going to do any damage.
Yeah, even the Ravage, like you have to time it. I guess you can use it as a setup, then Ravage after the Stone Gaze.
But even the Ravage is magical damage, so you can't do it after the Stone Gaze.
So you have to make sure that there's that clear dichotomy of, okay, Stone Gaze is off, now I can Ravage, which I suppose isn't really that hard to do, but I struggle to see the synergy.
I like seeing synergy between like heroes with big AoE physical damage abilities. Like I actually saw the only Medusa that I've been really impressed with, besides Havost's Medusa that he goes like aggressive with, it's very interesting. Is I actually saw a mid Medusa, and she farmed up a very fast Blink Dagger and would blink Stone Gaze in. And I think there was a Death Prophet, so the idea was to try to get out as much physical damage as possible.
Right. Yeah, someone like a Death Prophet is really good. Like, I like mixing a Bristleback in.
Bristleback is good with it too.
A lot of AoE physical damage. Even having a Dazzle mixed in, he does a lot of physical damage as well. Heroes like that really synergize. Even, I mean, that sounds like a pretty good lineup right there. You know?
And there's even the AA, so like the Frostbite, if you petrify someone who's Frostbitten, they're not going to take any damage from the Frostbite.
Yeah. So,
this won't be pretty.
Yeah, you need to, like, a Medusa, Dazzle, Bristle, Death Prophet. Like, now we're talking about a team. You know, we're talking about some synergy across these heroes. they keep mixing Medusa in just kind of willy-nilly, like, oh, Medusa's good, right? She can fit into our lineup, and it's, I just want to say, no.
If you, and also if you're going to do that, you're going to have better early game supports than Tide AA.
Yeah, Tide is...
Because they just couldn't protect her.
Tide is a really good hero, but not in that role. He doesn't do well in that, like, position 5 tri-lane, like, I'm going to sit back and you just can't do it. We'll see more initiation here. The surprise inside will catch Tide off guard. He does get the Ravage off, but to very little avail. No follow-up. Clockwork falls to the Viper, and now Lolik and Roger taking heavy damage. Looks like Roger will get picked off as Miggle blinks forward.
I think Aware's given up on this game because AA bought a Midas.
Oh, good.
I think they've given up.
Yeah, that'll come in handy as you defend your tier 3s here. No, I think you're right. This game is pretty much over at this point.
Oh, and the DC. Okay. DC before, was that? I think that was a rage quit. All right.
Yep.
Love it.
That's game 2 for the day. Woo!
Dyer's top barracks has fallen.
Oh, that was...
Victory.
That was ugly. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Ugly. I was going to say that was really rough. That's... No. You know, I don't like to poo-poo on different heroes because I do think there's something to be said for teams experimenting with heroes.
Right.
I don't like the idea of, oh, you try a new hero and like, oh, you're stupid. You should just